Before cross-examination, Chair would like to recognize, with the permission of Senator Judge JV, Senator Judge Bam Aquino had earlier sought recognition. Chair will recognize him first, thereafter Senator Judge Tulfo Erwin, thereafter Senator Judge Ejercito, and then Senator Judge Ontiveros. Senator Judge Aquino is recognized. You have 2 minutes, sir.
Yes, maraming salamat, Mr. Presiding Officer. Attorney Lotok,
Yes po,
meron
Your
pa
Honor.
po bang ibang grupo sa NBI ang nag-imbestiga doon po sa mga utterances ni Vice President Sara Duterte noong November 23 to 24?
During our time, insofar as the Cybercrime Division is concerned, yung Cybercrime Division, Your Honor, and the team that was yung binuo ni former Judge, Director Judge.
So
Jaime
kayo lang
Sotelo.
po?
At that time, sir, hindi ko na po alam ngayon kung sino yung mga team na, kasi nalipat na po ako sa ibang region, sir.
Okay. Yung tanong ko po kasi ay nakatukoy dun sa taong nakausap o sinasabing na kontrata ni Vice President Sara Duterte para patayin yung Presidente, First Lady at former Speaker. So tinuloy niyo po ba yung investigasyon para mahanap ang taong ito?
Well, aside from the fact, Your Honor, na nag-issue kami ng subpoena sa Vice President para makakuha ng information, kasi we need a validated information, we need a confirmed information. Nung inisyuan namin ng subpoena yung mga media personalities, bawat isa sa kanila na nag-appear, tinanong din po namin, nandun ka ba nung sinabi ito ng Vice Presidente?
Hindi ko po tinatanong kung sinabi ba to o hindi. Dahil may witness rin po tayo nung nakaraang linggo na nasabi nga ito at napanood naman ho natin
Opo.
po lahat. Ang tanong ko, tinuloy niyo ba yung investigasyon para matukoy ang taong ito?
Nagtanong kami, Your Honor. We tried to elicit information both from those people who have personal knowledge during the online press conference. Unfortunately, wala ako kaming ma-establish na validated information na confirmed. So, in fact, hanggang ngayon, nag-aantay po kami. Hindi ho katulad dito sa nangyari, may apparent commission of the crime dahil nandiyan yung video eh.
Opo. So ang ibig niyo pong sabihin, bilang NBI, hindi niyo nahanap yung taong ito, pero literal niyo tong, sabi niyo, literal itong pag-assess niyo dun sa statement dahil ito mismo yung nasabi ng Vice President.
Well, Your Honor, if the second highest official of the land sinabi yan, it's hindi ho biro yan. Medyo mabigat ho yan at yung pagkasabi pa niya na may kasamang galit at mga pagmumura. So we took it very serious, Your Honor.
Alright, I have a question for the defense. Sa lahat ng mga sagot ninyo, Attorney Vinluan, parang hindi ko nakita na tinanggi ng inyong kliyente o ng depensa na may nakausap ang Vice Presidente na tao para gawin yung mga bagay na ito. Tama ba? Wala ito sa mga sagot ninyo?
We deny that, Your Honor.
You
And
deny?
that is not accurate, Your Honor, and we will present evidence or counter evidence to prove
Okay.
that.
So let me clarify. Sa lahat ng sagot ninyo so far, hindi pa nyo tinatanggi ito, pero in your time presenting evidence, you will deny that there was a person contracted by the Vice President.
Your Honor, to clarify, I don't understand, Your Honor, when we were asked, but
In your
because
answer, you have an answer. There is an impeachment
we
complaint.
denied it, Your Honor. We denied it in our answer, which we filed before the Senate Impeachment Court.
You denied it in your answer?
Correct, Your Honor.
If I remember correctly, ang nabanggit doon ay freedom of expression. Was there an exact statement there na hindi totoo na meron ngang kinontrata ang o kinausap ang Vice Presidente para gawin ito?
We maintain our position that we denied it, Your Honor.
Okay.
It is there in our answer.
Mr. President, I don't want to take up time, but I do want to check the official records and look for this because I don't remember seeing that in any of your answers, Mr.
Your Honor, all allegations were denied.
It's a general denial, a blanket denial.
There were, that was the general denial, and there were also specific denials.
Okay, we'll take a look, Mr. Presiding Officer. Hanapin natin to with, and if I may come back to this once we take a look at the records, Mr. Presiding Officer.
The gentleman may do so at the appropriate time. With the permission of Senator Judge Erwin Tulfo, since nakatayo na po si Senator Judge Ejercito, ang papaunahin ko na muna siya. Senator Judge Tulfo, Ejercito is recognized. You have 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Tanong ko lang, no, just to clarify, may we know if the NBI has the authority to issue subpoena against impeachable officials? Kasi kanina po, no, sa mga pinisend kanina, subpoena po ang inyong pinadala sa Vice President instead of a mere invitation. Yun lang po, clarify ko lang po.
Yes, Your Honor. Under Republic Act 10867, the NBI has authority to issue subpoena. And as a matter of fact, the case involving the Vice President falls under Section 5, Paragraph G, which the NBI has primary jurisdiction to undertake investigation, Your Honor.
Likewise, for the information may we know what constitutes a grave threat that will prompt the NBI to conduct an investigation as compared to a light threat? No? What are the elements that are needed to be present to be considered a grave threat?
Well, for grave threat, Your Honor, if naalala ko siya, if a person threatens another person with the infliction upon the latter's person, property, or honor, or that of the latter's family, with a wrong or with any wrong amounting to a crime, if that threat is with condition or without condition, or with involved with monetary consideration, yun po, Your Honor, yung kabuuan nung sa grave
So
threat.
yung
And
grave threat po, may condition or wala condition?
The crime of grave
Clarify
threat,
lang po.
Your Honor, can be committed with or without condition.
With
based
or
on the
without
law, Your Honor.
condition. So as an investigator, have you ever investigated and filed a complaint for grave threats apart from this one?
Again, Your Honor.
As an investigator, have you filed any case or investigated and filed a case for grave threats against anyone aside from this, no? Excluding this one?
I think May, kasi nag-start po kasi ako as counter-terrorism and then organized crime group and then cybercrime. Wala akong maalala, Your Honor, kundi ito lang. I mean, insofar as my being in the NBI is concerned, Your Honor.
So ito lamang yung ito pala yung kaso na naimbestigahan nyo concerning grave threats, you know?
I think yung iba, may mga naimbestigahan, Your Honor. Pero again, sabi ko, yung sa sarili ko po, yung experience ko from counter-terrorism hanggang sa organized transnational crime group, hanggang sa cybercrime division, ang naalala ko lang, Your Honor, kasi matagal na ho yun kung ano yung nasa record. I think itong grave threats na to is pag hindi first time, doon ko lang na-experience.
Gaano katagal ho kayong parte nitong cybercrime division bago kayo nalipat?
Since 2018, Your Honor, nagsimula ho ako bilang investigation agent. And then 2022, I was designated as chief of the Digital Forensic Laboratory Division. And in 2023, designated as chief of the Cybercrime Division, sir.
So more than 5 years kayong nandito sa cybercrime division ng NBI.
Opo.
That's all, Mr. Presiding Officer. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Judge Ejercito. Senator Judge Tulfo Erwin is recognized. You have 2 minutes, sir. You may proceed when you're ready.
Thank you, Mr. President, or Presiding Officer. I'd like to direct my clarificatory question to the witness on the stand, Mr. Presiding Officer. Attorney Jeremy Lontok,
Opo, Your Honor.
what findings, if any, convince the NBI the motive of the respondent to kill the President and 2 other people? Meron po bang kayong nakitang motibo? Kasi maaari pong sabihin lang nung isang tao, Sa sobrang galit niya, napag-usapan na po kanina yan, di ba? Spur of the moment. Pero did you find any motive? Bakit niya po gagawing patayin ang Pangulo?
Yes, Your Honor. As I've said before, when we take into consideration all the facts and circumstances surrounding that issue, nagkaroon ng hindi magandang relasyon yung dalawa, and then nagbato na ang Vice Presidente ng mga salitang mabibigat laban sa Presidente. Pinapakita doon sa October 18 na toxic na nga yung relationship nila. Galit na galit si Sara dahil sinasabi ng Vice Presidente is politically motivated yung pag-attack sa kanya. And then at the same time, pinagtutulungan siya ng buong gobyerno. So, then the-trigger ho yun, if my memory serves me right, nung incident nangyari noong 23 November 2024. So parang nagpatong-patong na ho siya, convolution ng iba't ibang issue. So nakita ho namin, talagang galit ang Vice Presidente sa Presidente.
Okay. So you saw that the Vice President is very angry, right? Galit po siya. Did the investigation uncover any evidence, if there's any, that the respondent had taken steps to carry out these threats or these statements that she made in public and online? Did you have or did you cover any evidence?
Your Honor, insofar as the Cybercrime Division is concerned, we focuses on the investigation on the alleged grave threats and inciting to sedition. Ngayon, pagdating doon ng whether or not meron na-execute na o may inutusan, I think ang makakasagot po niyan, Your Honor, yung aming director kasi sa kanya po yung pool ng information. At the same time, yung jurisdiction na yan, nasa intelligence service po namin. Kami ho nasa investigation service. So, insofar as the NBI, Cybercrime Division is concerned, at that time, nakafocus ho kami sa grave threat and inciting to sedition. But insofar as whether meron na bang in-engage ang Vice Presidente, jurisdiction ho yan ng aming intelligence service. At maybe ang makakasagot niyan yung aming director kasi siya po yung recipient ng full pool of information from different divisions and regions.
You mean the inciting to sedition will be answered by the director, is that correct? Kasi parang hindi po natalakay kanina yung inciting to sedition. Is it?
Well, Your Honor, the inciting to sedition, in our investigation, we were able to establish that those utterances from 18 October 2024, November 23, 2024, and other facts and circumstances, even the November 26, 2024, we believed that those utterances have tendency, Your Honor, to stir up the people, to go against the government, have tendency to disturb the public peace of the community, the peace of the community, and have tendency to undermine public safety and public order. And I think that's elements of the inciting to sedition, Your Honor.
I have last two questions,
Please proceed.
Mr. Presiding Officer. So you're saying they're intertwined, killing the president and then inciting the people to revolt against the government. They're intertwined. Is that what you're saying?
Based on our findings, Your Honor.
Based on your findings. And what could be the motive of the vice president inciting people to sedition, to revolt against the government, when in fact she will be the next president of the republic? She's been saying, and everybody knows, and she's been claiming. Why do you think? I mean, did you look deeper? Why incite to sedition? I mean, when in fact you're the vice president. Usually, in our country, Mr. Witness, the vice president would run for presidency. What could be the motive?
Well, Your Honor, what we have established is the fact that the relationship between the two were already hostile. And what we established is the fact that the Vice President has committed great threats and inciting to sedition. Yun ho yung focus namin, Your Honor. Insofar as yung mas malalim pa na motibo, wala akong personal knowledge.
All right.
Your Honor.
Well, I'm running out of time. Can you identify the strongest piece of evidence which you relied in deciding to file these cases before the Department of Justice? And what is the status of this case, Mr. Witness?
Well, Your Honor, the pieces of evidence that we attached or we incorporated in our investigation is sufficient and has satisfied the requirements of the quantum of evidence required, which is prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction. And the fact, Your Honor, that the Department of Justice has issued certification stating that your referral, your transmittal, has complied all the elements of the crime charge and therefore good for preliminary investigation.
What is the status of the case, Mr. Witness?
It's ongoing, Your Honor, if kung tama ang naalala ko. It's ongoing, Your Honor.
One very, very quick question, Mr.
Kindly
Presiding
wind
Officer.
up, Senator Judge.
Do you think at this point you have an airtight case against the respondent?
I believe so, yes, Your Honor. Otherwise, the Department of Justice would not issue a certification stating to the effect na kumpleto ang elements namin, na nakuha namin yung requirement, at ready na siya for preliminary investigation.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Senator Judge Tulfo. Senator Judge Ontiveros, Senator Judge Villanueva, and thereafter we pause for a 10-minute break. You may proceed, ma'am. You have 2 minutes.
Salamat, Mr. Presiding Officer. Attorney Lotok,
Opo, yes, Your Honor.
sa Affidavit of Investigation dated February 10, 2025, nirekomenda ng NBI na sampahan ng mga kasong grave threats at inciting to sedition ang Vice-Presidente. Pwede po bang idahilan sa mga kasong yan na nadala lang ng emosyon or may matinding trigger kaya nakapagsambit ng ganoon?
I don't think, Your Honor, kasi wala naman ho sa elements ng grave threats yung situation na yon. As long as we were able to satisfy the elements for grave threats, Your Honor, and when the Department of Justice certifies na kumpleto yung elemento doon, so, no, Your Honor, hindi ho yan mamatter doon sa findings namin.
At yung sinabi po ninyong elements of grave threats, yun po yung apat na in-enumerate nyo kanina. Ano pong elements of grave threats?
Yes, Your Honor. Number one, that a person threatened to inflict another person upon the latter's person, honor, or property, or that of the latter's family with any wrong. That's the first element. The second element, that wrong amounts to a crime. Then the third element is yung may demand for money or may condition na inimposed. In our investigation, mayroon hong tatlong acts para makommit yung grave threats. Base doon sa tatlong elements na sinabi ko, the offender have complied with the threat na sinabi niya. The offender hindi niya na-comply yung threat na sinabi niya, or yung pangatlong act, yung walang condition, yung threat na yon, Your Honor.
Mga 2 beses nyo po binanggit yung salitang kondisyon, Attorney Lotok. Itatanong ko yan mamaya-maya. Sa DOJ po, sa DOJ naman, may criteria ng reasonable certainty of conviction bago magsampa ng kaso. Sa
Yes, Your
NBI, yes, Attorney. Sa
Opo.
NBI, ano naman po ang pamantayang sinusundan ninyo bago magrekomenda ng kaso?
Well, sinusunod din ho namin yung quantum of evidence na prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction. Kaya ho, kung makikita nyo, yung pong aming processes o yung phases, yung pang last po niya is legal evaluation. Meaning, pag meron na ho kaming conclusion, bago ho namin ito isubmit sa Department of Justice, meron hong referral kaming ginagawa sa legal division or nagpapatulong ho kami sa aming mga legal experts. So sila ho ngayon yung nag-evaluate, sila ang mag-qualify kung na-satisfy na yung requirements at kung pwede na siyang isubmit sa Department of Justice for purposes of preliminary investigation, ma'am.
Alright, salamat, attorney. So kahit papaano, ina-approximate nyo yung criteria na sinusundan ng DOJ, kahit bilang NBI?
Yes, Your Honor, and that is on the basis of our cherished principle, the two-pillar rule in investigation, thoroughness and legality, Your Honor.
Alright, salamat po. Eto, in principle, kailangan po ba ng patunay na may kinontratang assassin para maituring na grave threats ang mga sinabi?
Well, Your Honor, in so far as the crime of grave threat is concerned, hindi po yun kailangan.
Alright. Speaking of condition, kanina na binanggit nyo 2 beses, posible po ba ang grave threats kahit may kondisyon ang banta? Ibig sabihin yung kapag ito nangyari sa akin, ito ay mga gawin mo. Kahit may kondisyon yung banta, posible po ba ang grave threats?
Very much possible, Your Honor. As I have said, grave threats can be committed with or without condition. And as a matter of fact, meron akong naalalang isang case, SPO2 Jamaica versus Attorney Bangot. Ang sabi ho doon ni SPO2 Jamaica, if I lose my job, I will break your head or I will. So it's for us, it's a kind of event-based condition na matitrigger yung execution ng threat pag nangyari yung event. But then when the Supreme Court nag-decide the Supreme Court at ang sabi niya, the threat was absolute. So it's
sinabi ng SC
absolute yung threat, Your Honor,
Okay.
hindi conditional. So parang ganito, akin sa situation dito, meron siyang sort of event-based condition na pag nangyari yung event, matitrigger ngayon yung threat na inatter ng offender, Your Honor.
Masasabi pong may jurisprudence po dahil may nakikita kayong paghahalintula dun sa kasong ni rule ng SC, kaugnay ni PO2 Jamaica at itong kay Vice President.
Yes, Your Honor.
Alright. Huling tanong na lang po, Attorney Lotoc. Bilang abogado po, as a general rule, kailan po masasabing lampas sa free speech ang pananalita at nagiging grave threats o inciting to sedition na?
Well, we consider the two tests. Number one, yung hindi ko mabigkas, Your Honor, but it's like ano bang tendency rule. If I may, Your Honor, just to refer my notes.
May he, presiding officer.
Kunti lang
Witness
po.
may do so.
Yeah.
Kindly turn on the mic. Witness may do so, yes.
Thank you po, Your Honor. We consider, Your Honor, the clear and present danger rule and the dangerous tendency rule. But among the two, ang nakita ho namin yung the dangerous tendency rule. Meaning if the speech would have a tendency to create chaos or to create illegal acts, then that should be restricted. Pag may tendency ho na magiging ganon ang resulta.
So, huli po, attorney, masasabing bang may parang spectrum pwedeng nagsisimula sa free speech pero pag lumalapit na dun sa dangerous tendency rule, ay maaari na talagang tumawid sa magiging grave threats o inciting to sedition. Yon.
Yes, Your Honor. Pwede ho yun.
Alright. Maraming salamat po, Attorney Lotoc. Salamat po, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you. Noted and entered into the records. Senator Judge Villanueva, you have 2 minutes, sir. You may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Senate President, Presiding Officer. Just a few questions to our witness. Mr. Witness, it's been mentioned several times the importance of your investigation, that it falls under yung prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction. And nabanggit niyo po na fulfill po lahat yan, no? Kaya ho siguro nagkaroon ng first report at second report. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And can you just, for the record, give us an idea, ano yung mga boxes that you have to fill in para pumasok po dito?
You mean, Your Honor, yung comment ng Department of Justice dun sa first affidavit namin?
Yes, to make it clear na it's indeed goes dito sa, pumapasok siya dun sa prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction.
Well, basically, Your Honor, yung requirements na binigay ng DOJ, from our point of view, were administrative requirement. Hindi ho yun yung sustansya ng aming affidavit. Kasi hindi ho namin binago yung affidavit namin, yung pa rin ho yun eh. Ang nakita ho ng DOJ doon, yung affidavit ng, I think, authentication na kailangan i-attach doon, and others, yung TSN, affidavit of transcription. This is, from our point of view, to satisfy the requirements of admissibility. But insofar as the substance nung aming affidavit, Your Honor, hindi namin binago yon yung pangalawang submit namin.
So it didn't change, so that's part of your
Hindi
fourth
ho.
stage, no, yung legal evaluation. In that stage na legal evaluation, no, was it considered, Mr. Witness, yung binabanggit ni Vice President and even some of the defense panel, no, na it is actually a conditional threat, that, and it appears that the Vice President during the presentation of the video is also getting threats. What can you say about that?
Well, insofar as the threat against the life of the Vice President, the very reason why we issued subpoena and we sent letter for us to have the chance to talk to the Vice President and elicit some information, baka meron siyang maibigay na lead na pagsisimulan namin. Unfortunately, hindi ho siya nagpakita ng 2 beses at wala ho siyang may ipinadalang representative para magbigay ng info. Kahit info lang na mapavalidate namin, then matitrigger ho yung aming...
But part of your investigation, did you pursue that? If indeed there is a threat to the Vice President?
Yes, Your Honor. We nag-check kami sa mga open sources. Nagtanong din kami. But again, insofar as the cybercrime division is concerned, limited ho kami doon, Your Honor, sa cases na may cyber aspect. Siguro ang makakasagot po niyan, yung aming intelligence service. Sila po ang may hawak dyan sa mga issue na yan. Kasi sila ho po yung recipient ng mga information from different
But do you think it is important, if it is a conditional threat, it is also important to look at this aspect?
Yes, Your Honor. I think
Thank
so,
you.
Your Honor.
Mr. Witness, gusto ko lang maintindihan din yung standard na ginagamit ng National Bureau of Investigation. Kung hindi po ma-identify o ma-locate ang sinasabing assassin, does that automatically mean that the threat is no longer credible or actionable? Or does the NBI still consider the statements uttered and the surrounding circumstances and the totality of the evidence before deciding to proceed with further investigation?
No, Your Honor. The threat was absolute. We follow the test of mens rea, Your Honor, in considering whether the threat is totoo. Una, we examine the utterances objectively, and we interpret the same in light of the circumstances where the utterances was made, the manner in which they were spoken, the person to whom they were addressed, the relationship between the parties and the reactions of the recipients of those utterances, Your Honor.
Yes,
So-
yes, thank you, Mr. Witness. I have here with me yung binanggit po niyo sa notes ko, yung 4 stages, identification and pag-preserve ng digital evidence, collection of evidence, analysis and attribution, legal evaluation, and then you have the 3 statements. Binanggit nyo rin tanggalin ulo niya, toxic relationship, and I always see myself cutting his head. Now, you also mentioned the factors considered, delivery manner, literal meaning, nature of the instruction, relationship of the parties, and last but not the least, yung utterances na
Opo.
binanggit nyo doon sa October 18 and November 23. Last question, Director Luntok. Bukod po doon sa authentication ng recordings, maaari nyo po ba sa amin ipaliwanag yung kung ano po yung mga naging batayan ng NBI sa pag-assess sa mga pahayag ng respondent. Halimbawa po, binabanggit po ninyo yung kakaibang bagay na nangyari dito sapagkat ang binabanggit nyo pong nagbibigay ng statement ay dun sa nakita nating video ay no other than our Vice President, no?
Yes,
So,
Your Honor.
did her position, her access or authority naka-apekto po doon sa how your investigation was conducted?
Yes, Your Honor. As I've said a while ago during the direct examination, in the analysis phase, we considered the intent, the capability, and the motive, Your Honor. Kasama po yun, kinonsider po namin. The fact that she is the second highest official of the land, and definitely she's capable of doing so. And then there is that motive in the sense na may mga issues na sila, galit na ang Vice Presidente, then na-trigger dito sa November 23.
And you would say it's not usual, the usual.
It's not a usual.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Senator Judge Villanueva. We will be pausing for a break, Senator Bam.
Point of order lang. Mr. Presiding Officer, may hiningi
What
po
is the
tayo.
pleasure of Senator Judge Aquino?
No, just a point of order, Mr. Presiding Officer. May hiningi po kami sa defense na pagklaro. May we tackle this after the break if they have identified it in their pleading.
This is in relation to your question earlier. After the others shall have been able to speak, Senator Judge Aquino, we shall be pausing for a break for 15 minutes. We shall resume on 4:54. 4:59 sana sasabihin ko eh. We shall resume at 5 p.m. When we resume, we shall recognize Senator Judge Tulfo, Senate President Gatchalian, and thereafter Senator Judge Cayetano and Marcos. Attorney Locke, you shall be under the same oath. You may sit down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Senator Judge Tulfo, you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Mr. Witness, do you consider yourself as an expert when it comes to threat assessment?
Threat assessment, Your Honor?
Yes.
An experienced investigator, Your Honor.
There's a difference between an investigator as opposed to threat assessor. Somebody who assesses a threat being given against a person or individual. Kasama dyan, halimbawa, mag-imbestiga ka, tatanong ka sa mga testigo, tatanong ka sa mga taong nakarinig tungkol doon sa banta, titingnan mo yung security detail niya, saan siya nakatira, etc., etc.
Yes, Your Honor. Just an experienced investigator, Your Honor.
As an experienced investigator.
Opo.
So sa ginawa mong pag-iimbestiga, whether or not merong real or imminent threat against the Vice President, sino-sino po yung mga naimbita nyo at na-interview?
Yung media personalities po, Your Honor, from late Saidin Reyes to Bones Magsambol to others, lahat po sila tinanong namin kung kilala nila yung kinausap na ni BP Sara, yung tao na kinontrata. Lahat po sila nagsabi na hindi nila kilala at wala silang alam doon.
Did you also invite Princess Maui, yung influencer, na nagtanong kay VP Sara during that online press conference?
I believe so, Your Honor. I asked the executive officers back then at ang sabi nila sa akin, hindi ho nag-appear, Chief.
So you invited her pero she failed to appear.
Yes, Your Honor. Yun po yung report sa akin ng aking mga executive officers.
Okay, so masasabi niyo ba na talagang merong imminent threat, real and imminent threat against the life of the Vice President based on the investigation you conducted?
Against the life of the Vice President, sir?
Yes, Vice President. Kasi siyempre, pag nag-imbestiga tulong sa Presidente, dapat
Yeah.
imbestigan mo rin yung threat against the Vice President para patas.
Yes po. Precisely the reason po, Your Honor, kung bakit ho namin inimbitahan ang Vice Presidente, may separate ho kami na sulat noong December 2. In-inform po namin siya na, ma'am, iniimbestigahan din ho namin yung alleged threat against sa life mo at para ho ma-expedite ito, bigyan niyo po kami ng any information na pwede maging lead doon sa investigation namin. Unfortunately, wala ho kaming na-receive na information. Hindi naman po kasi nag-appear ang Vice President, Your Honor.
Pero nagpadala ba siya ng representative to represent her doon sa sabina ninyo na pinadala sa kanya?
Nagpadala siya po ng representative and then with a letter, sir. In fact, 2 beses po yung letter na yon. Yung unang letter niya, ang sabi niya hindi siya maka-attend kasi nga meron siyang office matters to attend to.
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off. Napakinggan na natin yan para mapaiksi tayo. So, sino yung representative na pinadala niya at ano na pag-usapan ng NBI investigator at saka ng representative ni BP Sara?
I think it's Attorney Paul Lawrence Lim, kung di ako nagkakamali. Ang kumausap sa kanya, Your Honor, yung dating Director Jaime B. Santiago.
What was discussed during that meeting between Attorney, ano pangalan ulit?
Lawrence Lim po.
Attorney Lawrence Lim and the people from the NBI, particularly the investigators investigating the threat against the Vice President?
Iyon nga, pinapaliwanag lang ho ng abogado, Your Honor, yung laman ng letter kung bakit hindi makakapunta yung Vice Presidente. And in fact, doon sa pangalawang letter, may sinasabi ang abogado na 6 years ago, may threat ang Vice Presidente. So, hopefully confident ang Vice Presidente. Naiimbestigahan nyo rin yung issue na yon.
So, 6 years ago, pero hindi nyo ba
6 years, 6 months.
Okay.
6 months yata, Your Honor, 5 to 6 months.
Alright, so
if I'm not
sinabi
mistaken
nung representative ni VP Sara na 6 months ago, there was a threat against the life of the Vice President.
Yun po yung nasa letter.
Okay, inusisa nyo ba kung ano yung threat na pinagsasabi niya?
Nag-conduct ho kami, Your Honor, ng open source. Wala ho kami na-validate, sir, na aside doon sa pag-aalis ng 75 personnel na security personnel from BPSPG,
Okay.
and then inilipat ho sa Manila, wala ho kaming na-validate nor na-confirm. Your Honor, insofar ho as Cybercrime Division is concerned, pero hindi ko po alam, baka yung intelligence service namin meron o kaya yung director may alam.
Last na lamang, Mr. Witness. Kasi sabi mo, ulitin ko doon, sa 6 months ago, naka-receive ng threat against her life ang BP. Sabi mo kanina,
If I may,
sabi
Your
ng abogado, right? So, kasi kung ako sa'yo, if I was the investigator, I would say, okay, ano yung threat 6 months ago? Pwede ka bang magpakita ng mga ebidensya? Pwede ka bang makita ng proof or mga witnesses na pwede naman interviewin to that effect? For that?
Your Honor, ang nag-usap po, Your Honor, si the then Director Judge Jaime B. Santiago at saka yung lawyers, Your Honor.
So, hindi okay. Last na naman po. Now, can you say in certainty na talagang wala o meron threat against the life of the Vice President?
I cannot...
Based on your investigation, based on your experience.
Well, given na wala ho kaming validated information at confirmed any data, hindi ho ako makakapag-comment, Your Honor. Kailangan ko po yun.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo, Senate President Gatchalian. Thereafter, Senator Judge Alan Cayetano. Thereafter, Senator Judge Amy Marcos. You may proceed, Senate President.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Mr. Witness, narinig ko kanina nung tinatanong kayo ng prosecution na yung statements ni Attorney Zulaika Lopez ay walang kinalaman dun sa threat na ginawa ng Vice President. Tama po ba?
Kinonsider namin siya dun sa totality ng aming investigation. Then nakita namin na even before nung situation ni Attorney Zulaika, base doon sa attirances ng Vice Presidente, meron na ho siyang kinausap. So,
Yan ang next na tanong ko. Ibig niyo ba sabihin na even prior to this video, meron na siyang nakausap na kinontrata?
that's the attirances, Your Honor. Ang sabi niya, huwag kang mag-alala, ma'am, sapagkat may kinausap na akong tao. Ang sabi ko sa kanya, pag namatay ako, patayin mo si BBM, si Lisa Marcos, si former speaker. So, nakita namin, may kinausap na siya. Even before the press conference was held on November 23, 2024.
So base sa kanyang statements, sa inyong pag-aanalitika, meron na siyang nakausap na kinontrata.
Yes, Your Honor, and we believe na hindi naman ho magsisinungaling ang Vice Presidente noon kasi galit na galit nga po siya.
Meron dito sa mga tanong ng counsel ng prosecution na yung mga term na ginamit nyo, serious and real threat. Tapos meron din kayong sinabi na serious and threat is actionable. Nasabi niyo yun over the course ng mga pagtatanong.
Threat is actionable. I don't remember, Your Honor, using the word threat. Actionable threat, Your Honor.
Threat is actual, sorry. Threat
opo.
is actual. No? So, I take this to mean na meron talaga siyang kausap na kinontrata.
That's what we believe, Your Honor.
And kung yan ang paniniwala nyo, dahil ito ay pagbanta no, sa ating Pangulo, may ginawa ba ang NBI na imbestigahan kung talaga bang merong nakontratang gagawa nitong banta?
Yeah, I think a couple of months ago may binuo ang aming direktor. Nagbuo siya ng task force to investigate threats against the life of the president. Kaya lang hindi na ho ako part noon, Your Honor. July 2025, nalipat na ho ako sa ibang region. So, wala na po akong idea. I think yung intelligence service namin at yung director, yun ho yung pwedeng makasagot, Your Honor.
Actually, yun ang next na tanong ko dahil tayo dito sa ating bansa, sanay tayo sa whole of government approach, whole of nation approach. Dapat merong whole of agency approach, in this case, the NBI. Ang tanong ko, meron ba kayo mismo o kasama ba kayo mismo doon sa pag-iimbestiga ng actual na threat, yung pagkontrata ng tao na pwedeng gawin itong threat na ito?
I believe so, Your Honor. The fact na mayroong binuong special task force.
At kasali kayo doon?
Hindi po ako kasali, Your Honor.
Bakit hindi kayo kasali doon? Ako nagtataka dahil kung banta to sa buhay ng ating Pangulo at nanggaling sa opisina ninyo yung source, dapat kasali kayo.
You mean, Your Honor, since nasa regional office ako, nung nagbuo ng task force, definitely itatap nila yung mga regional offices. Na meron ba dyan sa region ninyo na information o intelligence na ganito? Meron hong ganong practice, Your Honor.
Pero kayo mismo, kasali ba kayo doon sa nag-imbestiga nung actual, yung kinontratang tao? At meron bang nakitang ganon?
Hindi ko masasagot yan, Your Honor. Ang makakaalam po niyan, yung aming intelligence service kasi nasa 40 po nila yan at ng aming director.
At meron bang ginawang coordination? Kasi ito, Pangulo, no less than our President. Meron bang ginawang coordination kayo o yung binuong task force ng NBI kasama ang nag-coordinate sa NSC, nag-coordinate sa PSG at sa iba pang mga national agencies dahil Pangulo natin to eh.
Opo.
Meron bang ganun na ginawa kayo o yung binuong task force?
Well, insofar as the Cybercrime Division during that time, ang focus ho namin is yung investigation dun sa threat against the life vis-a-vis yung November 23, 2024 utterances. Now, insofar dun sa sinasabi niyo po, Your Honor, ang makakasagot po niyan, yung intelligence service po namin. Kasi ano na po yun eh. para siyang deep dive intelligence gathering na po yun.
Ang punto ko lang naman is, sa ganitong napakahalagang banta, ini-expect ko sa NBI na meron silang whole of agency approach na kasama kayo dahil nanggaling doon yung...
Yes, Your Honor. Yung binuho ng direktor na memo, nag-create siya ng task force. And then yung task force, tinatap po dyan lahat ng regional offices. Anong information meron kayo iba to dito sa central office?
Anong resulta nun? Last question,
Well,
Mr. Presiding Officer.
in so far as the NBI BARM is concerned, yung hawak ko pong region, meron kaming ongoing investigation pero hindi ho related doon sa kausap ni Sara. Meron kaming iniimbestigahan na nag-threaten sa presidente. Sa matter of fact, na-identify namin. So, ongoing pa siya. Nag-aantay lang kami ng order galing sa taas kung ano yung guidance. Sir.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Senate President. Noted and entered into the records. Senator Judge Alan Cayetano is recognized. You have 2 minutes, sir.
Mr. President, susundan ko na yung kay Senator Win, Senate President.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Mr. Witness. So, dediretsuin ko na, no? So, what we're trying to figure out here kasi is, are you really investigating whether may threat kay VP Sara and whether she threatened the individuals mentioned, including the President? Or are you only investigating the video and finding kung meron siyang crime? So I asked Agent John Mark Calilum, hindi daw niya kinausap ang sabi ko PSG, pero PSC na sila ngayon, di ba? Presidential Security Command. So did you speak to the Presidential Security Command about the threat on the President?
Your Honor, in terms of correspondence between the Presidential Security Command at yung NBI, ang makakasagot po niyan yung director. Kasi hindi ko alam kung may usapan po sila. Meron ho kasi kaming tinatawag na need-to-know basis. Ang focus lang ho namin as...
The problem with your answers, Witness, is that kung yan ang sagot mo parati, hindi mo inimbestigahan ng husto.
Hindi ho.
Because you didn't get the information from your intelligence. You did not get your information from the task force. You did not get your information from the Presidential Security Group. Did you talk to the CIDG?
Your Honor...
May you answer first. Did you talk to the CIDG?
No, Your Honor.
No. But nag-imbestiga din sila, di ba?
I think so, Your Honor, kasi may statement sila.
So yun din yung tanong nga ng Senate President eh. Kung iniimbestigahan nyo talaga yung buo at kayo ang head at kayo dapat ang mag-imbestiga, bakit hindi nyo kinausap yung mga ibang nag-iimbestiga? Baka may alam sila na hindi.
Yung usapan po na yan, it's a matter of intelligence. Hindi ko alam kung may usapan sila o kung wala silang usapan with the director and with the intelligence service, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'll take that answer, but I think at least alam nyo yung nasa isip namin and what we want clarified. Secondly, sir, all of you, yung apat, you signed the February 10, February 2025 NBI Affidavit of Investigation. Tama po ba, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor, our affidavit of
Tapos
investigation.
kasama dito yung verification nyo, basically saying that based on the records, tama tong lahat, no?
Verification ng ano po, Your Honor?
Sa dulo, nag-sign kayo ng verification.
Verification of non-forum shopping, Your Honor?
Yes. And
Opo.
that, aside from non-foreign shopping, give me some latitude because to explain the question. We read and understood its contents and the allegations therein are true based on authentic records.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. So may mali ba dito? Factually, wala. Na-review mo naman to, no?
May konting typo dyan, which is
Hindi
normal
typo,
naman.
factual.
In so far as I'm concerned,
Sino
lahat
po ba
yun.
nag-prepare?
Ang team po namin with the...
Tapos pinapirma sa inyo?
Hindi ho, kami ho nagtulong-tulong, mag-draft ng affidavit of investigation, kung ano yung legal basis namin, and then we agree, and we concluded na ito yun.
Then someone typed it up, then you signed. I asked this because nung tinanong ko kay Agent Mark John Calilum, sabi niya, dito nakalagay conditional pero tingin niya absolute. You answered the same thing, it's absolute, pero dito nakalagay conditional.
The utterance itself, Your Honor, is what we called event-based condition, ang classification namin.
Okay.
Yun yung utterances, Your Honor.
I'll take that answer. I think mas factual yun. But sa paragraph 51, was VP Duterte ever Secretary of Department of Justice?
No, Your Honor. Department of Education.
Nakalagay dito, to recall, VP Duterte resigned as the Secretary of the Department of Justice, and she herself admitted that her relationship with the President has become toxic, and she would imagine her strangling him and cutting off her head.
That's typo, Your Honor.
That's not a typo. A typo means yung department naging depart. Department of Justice and Department of Education are two different things.
Ang alam namin, sorry po.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Department of Education ang alam
Yeah.
namin.
So, kasi, I just filed my counter affidavit sa ombudsman about yung obstruction of justice. Ilang beses ko kailangan basahin kasi nga, pag may mali, pinirmahan nyo na sinasabi nyo. No? But anyway, going back to the condition, you mentioned the case of SPO2 Hamata.
Yes, sir.
But isn't it true that the lis mota of that case was really res judicata and double jeopardy? Meaning, hindi tinake up ng Supreme Court whether or not a condition.
Yes, sir.
Di ba?
Opo.
Oh, so that wasn't on point. Kasi I was going to ask, is there a difference if the condition is legal or illegal? Di ba? So halimbawa, pag sinabi ko sa yung, pag natanggal akong Senate President, patatanggal din kita. Okay. Unang-una, legal naman akong tanggalin na Senate President. We always vote. There's nothing there. But if illegal, pag pinapatay mo ko, papapatayin din kita. Is there a difference if the condition of why I will act or why I'm threatening you is an illegal act?
Well, under the law, Your Honor, it says there that even the condition is unlawful. So, regardless of the nature of the condition,
Yes.
sir.
No, I want to get lang into your mind when you sign this because nga medyo novel yung case to for me. Even as a lawyer, I have to do more research and see anong ibig sabihin nito grave threats dito because you keep mentioning we keep mentioning here that this is the second highest official in the land and therefore pag trinete niya ang pangulo. But who was the Vice President claiming na pwedeng magpapatay sa kanya?
Again, Your Honor, yun po yung reason ba't nag-issue kami ng subpoena.
No,
Gusto po namin...
sa reading nyo nung statement niya, sino tinutukoy ng Pangulo na mukhang mag-ooperate sa kanya ng Operation Romanov? Sinong pinagbibintangan niya?
Well, una, kung ang pag-uusapan Romanov, Your Honor, ang alam namin na unang nagbigkas ng Romanov ay si Mayor Baste yata noong January 2024. Other
Yes.
than...
That's irrelevant. Ang question ko, in the mind of the Vice President, sinong pinagbibintangan niya na pwedeng magpapatay sa kanya? You said you investigated So mahaba na testimony niyo ni Agent John Mark. So of course, kasama sa investigation niyo, sino sa mind ni Vice President magpapapatay sa kanya?
Well, again, Your Honor, since wala kaming makuhang valid information.
No, hindi ba klaro sa video na ang pinagbibintangan niya is the First Lady, the President, and the Speaker of the House? So sabi niya, pag pinatay ako, patayin mo silang tatlo. So ang pinagbibintangan niya na magpapapatay sa kanya, yung tatlo.
I cannot answer to that, Your Honor.
Senator Judge Allen,
Yes.
kindly wind up.
Albert, but you have to be able to answer that because you're the one who investigated. And that is crucial. Why? Because part of your self-defense, so for example, if I know na sa senator judge, pag hindi ako bumoto one way or the other, papapatayin ako ng whatever, chief PNP or papapatay ako ng whoever. So pag sinabi kong, pag ako pinatay, si ganito nagpapatay sa akin. And then, ang difference, I don't usually give a threat na patayin mo rin. So could it be that actually that was the defense of the Vice President para hindi siya patayin?
I don't know the state of the mind of the Vice President.
But you've testified all throughout this afternoon that you went into her state of mind.
Based on the series of events, Your Honor.
Yes, and based on her statement. And her statement and the series of events is nag-away sila ng administrasyon. And the series of events is that sinasabi niya, pag ako'y pinatay, eto tatlo ang papatayin nyo. Okay, last question. Kay Attorney Lopez, tinanong din to ng Senate President, ni Senator Tulfo. At di ko na itatanong pero napahapyawan ni Senator Erwin din to yung tungkol yung sinabi ni si Attorney Lopez, sabi mo, even before kasi nangyari yon, nakausap na ni Vice President yung papatay.
That's the literal meaning of the statement.
Yes, that's the literal meaning, but did you believe her?
Well, she's the vice president, sir.
So she also said freedom of expression, so you also believe her?
Not based on the evidence that what we gathered, sir.
No, okay, so I'll stop there, but I'll read to you. Sinabi niyo kasi sedition. Pero tignan niyo po yung page 25 nung sarili niyong affidavit, ha? Si Princess Maui, ang sinabi niya, ano po ba ang pwede niyong maging remedy para matapos na ito, lalo't nagsisigaw na po ang taong bayan na mag-people power na? So actually, I would consider ang nag-uudyok si Princess Maui. Of course, we can discuss people power, pero tignan niyo po ang sagot niya after yung sa pagpatay. Ang laban ay wala dyan sa EDSA, ma'am. Wala dyan sa mga highway. Ang laban, ma'am, nandun sa loob ng palasyo. Yan ang problema. We appreciate yung expression nyo ng disgust, ang pagkamuhi, ang hopelessness, kasi it reflects kung ano nararamdaman ng maraming milyon-milyon. Alam ko yan, ma'am. Kahit saan ako pumunta, ang sasabihin, binoto namin dahil sinabi mo, iboto namin. So if I look at that statement, parang baliktad. Parang sinasabi niyang huwag kayo mag-people power.
Hindi, actually, kung babasahin po natin yung buo, may sinabi siya doon na natutuwa siya sa ginagawa nila.
Sa ginagawa nila na active nagrarally. Pero sa people power, ito yung exact. But I won't argue with you. I'm just trying to get into your frame of mind.
Yes, Your
when
Honor.
do you believe her and when do you not believe her? And what did you actually investigate?
We based everything on the evidence that we've gathered.
Thank you,
sir.
Presiding Officer. Thank you, Mr. Witness.
Opo.
Thank you, Senator Judge Alan Cayetano. Senator Judge Marcos, thereafter, Senator Judge Aquino. Senator Marcos, you may proceed, ma'am, when you're ready.
Thank you very much, Presiding Officer. And Attorney Lontok,
Yes,
maupay nga pag-abot din
Mapaya kulog, ma'am.
aton Senado.
Opo, ma'am.
Okay, I'd like to affirm lang yung sinabi mo kanina na nung nangyari nga itong hating gabi na interview ni Vice President sa Zoom, agad-agad in-orderan kayo, in-instructionan ng NBI na mag-imbestiga. Tama po yun?
Hindi po, Your Honor. Sabado po yon, lunchtime, mayroon kaming meeting ako with the then Director Santiago, I think between 12 noon and 1 p.m. And then mayroong instruction na nanggaling kay Delta Santiago na, Jeremy, may kumakalat sa social media, may mga utterances na ginawa ang Vice Presidente. Imbestigahan natin. Since may cyber aspect ito, imbestigahan nyo na. Doon po nagsimula yon.
Tama. So anong araw yon? Kasi andito sa inyong affidavit of investigation at yung sinabi ninyo na on even date, ang tinutukoy mo ba yung November 23 din?
November 23, ma'am. Kasi natapos ho ang...
Oo, gabing-gabi kasi yon di ba?
Madaling araw po ng alauna, ma'am.
That's right. So, nag-meeting kayo kaagad-agad? Ganun ba?
Hindi, ma'am. Hindi po kasi namin alam yun.
Kailan kayo inutusan na mag-imbestiga?
During lunchtime, nung may meeting kami ni then Director Santiago, pero iba ho ang iniimbestigahan namin krimen.
Kailan kayo sinabihan ng DOJ na mag-imbestiga? Anong araw
That
po
same day, ma'am.
Kaya nga, November 23.
November
pa rin.
23.
Oo, pareho lang. Yun ang sinabi ninyo kanina nung tinatanong kayo ng counsel ng prosecution. Yan din ang nakasaad. On even date ang nakasabi sa inyong affidavit.
Opo. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, nag-umpisa na kayo. Kwento nga ninyo, 4-phase yung investigasyon. Nag-umpisa sa identification. Nagbigay kayo ng hash value. Nag-preserve kayo ng data. Pagkatapos nag-research kayo. Subsequently, sinabi mo na meron kayong open source intelligence search at natuklasan ninyo na meron palang October 18 video na press con na naman ni OVP na nasa Facebook at may mga sinasabi na naman na puputulin yung ulo. Tama ba yon? Yung October 18 ang nakita ninyo?
That's the continuation in the analysis phase, Your Honor.
Oo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Kasi nag-research na kayo, no? Bilang fourth phase nga ng inyong investigasyon. Tama po ba?
Hindi po, Your Honor. Yun yung third phase ho, yung analysis and attribution.
Sa analysis pa at attribution. So third phase. Pero bandang huli na. Ang pinagtatakahan ko, kung inutusan kayo ng November 23 na magkaroon ng investigasyon, bakit napakaaga? November 6, 2024, a subpoena was issued to ABS-CBN requiring them to submit an authenticated copy of the video pertaining to the 18 October press con. Nandito to sa affidavit ninyo, nasa page 8, number 14. Kung inutusan kayo noong November 23, ang ibig ba sabihin, November 6 pa lang, minamanmanan na si Vice President? Iniimbestigahan na siya bago pa yung Zoom conference sa Kongreso?
No, Your Honor. I believe that's a typo yung date.
Sorry?
Kasi that's a typo, Your Honor, yung date. Kasi makikita doon yung date noong appearance ng taga-ABS-CBN, which is consistent ho siya doon sa ibang inisyoan
Kailan
ng
ba yung
subpoena.
appearance? Kasi hindi ko nasusundan yung timeline ninyo eh. Parang yung November 23 yung utos, pero November 6 pa lamang, may subpoena na. Ba't nagkaganon?
Typo ho yan, Your Honor. Hindi ho yan November 6.
Typo na naman katulad ng Department of Justice.
No, Your Honor. If I may refer to my notes, Your Honor.
Oo, pakita mo na lang sa akin kasi nahanap ko, hindi ko masundan eh.
You may do so,
This is
Counsel.
page 6, number 14 po. November 6, 2024, subpoena to ABS-CBN. Wala naman yatang date na binibigay tungkol sa appearance ni Patria Morales at yung iba pang
Meron po,
taga-ABS.
Your Honor, if I
Pakituro lang
have
kasi
the,
hinahanap
record
po
of the
namin.
subpoena. Yung subpoena mismo.
For information, the time of Senator Judge Marcos is over. Kindly...
Yes, but he's still responding
Of
to
course,
the
we
same
will wait for
question
the
if you will
response
allow.
first.
Siya po yung matagal, hindi tayo.
We're only counting the questions that you asked, not the answer. Neither are we counting the waiting time for the witness to answer.
I-check ko lang po, Your Honor, para...
Kasi yung mga sumunod na meeting, doon sa page 13, sa number 30, at sa mga sumunod, yung mga tinutukoy doon, yung mga media na nandun sa Zoom conference, hindi naman siya yung ABS na humawak ng camera noong October 18. Iba naman yung mga tinutukoy doon eh.
Attorney Lutok, the question of the Honorable Marcos is on page 6, paragraph 14. You said you sent a subpoena on November 6, 2024. Unfortunately, because the annexes are not part of the document marked, it's not here. So the question is quite clear. If it's a mistake, then what is the correct date of the subpoena?
If I can see the real subpoena, Your Honor...
Kindly talk to the mic, please.
Yeah. If I can see the real subpoena, Your Honor, because the subpoena was signed by our Assistant Director for Investigation Service.
As I said, unfortunately, it was not attached to your affidavit, and I doubt if it's one of those marked or pre-marked
Wala.
by the Counsel for Prosecutors. As he said and admitted earlier, he did not or they did not mark all of the annexes in your affidavit.
Yes, Your Honor. If I may, check ko lang po, Your Honor, para sigurado ho.
Wala sa'yo ngayon.
Inahanap ko po rito.
Wala nga pong annex yan eh.
Wala sa annex at wala rin sa affidavit. Kasi yung mga media na tinutukoy sa ibang pahina, yung mga nag-interview nung Zoom conference.
Dito ho yung certified true copy daw, Your Honor.
If I may, Your Honor, please, can I assist on this regard, if the court will allow?
Only if you can produce a copy of the November 6 subpoena, counsel.
Exactly, Your Honor. The documents are present. They are in the possession at present of the witness, Your Honor, please. They may not have been physically attached to the affidavit investigation, but they do exist in the records of the case as separate pre-marked documents, Your Honor, please.
So
Okay.
it's here?
Presiding officer, then is counsel saying that therefore the affidavit is defective or wrongful, and
With
that
all
November 6 is not the right date? What then is the right date of
With
the
all due
subpoena
respect,
to
Your Honor,
ABS?
please. With all due respect, we object to the use of the term defective.
Counsel, we shall await. Let the
Yes.
document speak for itself.
Yes, Your Honor, please.
If it's there.
The witness is
Yes,
now
it
in the
was the
process.
witness who said that it was a mistake, not me.
No, it doesn't make the entire affidavit of investigation defective.
No, I merely said the date was wrong, because that's what he said.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's just been brought to my attention that, in fact, presiding officer, 2 documents were issued on November 6. Not only the subpoena to ABS-CBN, but further the affidavit of investigation regarding the October 18 press con. Can we please be clarified as to these 2 documents which don't seem to appear in the affidavit nor in the annexes provided?
Let's first wait for the witness to answer the first question, Senator Judge Marcos.
Okay.
Yes,
If I-
Attorney Lotok.
If I may, Your Honor. Ito ho, ang subpoena, Duces Tycom, yung date ho ng appearance niya is December 11.
Appearance po. Ang tinatanong
Appearance.
yung date ng subpoena.
Date
Attorney
ng
Lotok.
subpoena, Your Honor, is 6th day of November 2024, which I believe this is a typo kasi magkakasunod ho ito doon sa mga inisyuhan namin na media personalities.
Attorney Lotok, typo na yung affidavit mo? Typo pa yung subpoena?
Hindi po.
What are you
typo
looking
ni-
at? The subpoena or the affidavit?
Dalawa yan eh.
What are you looking at, Attorney Lotok?
Subpoena, Your Honor.
So the subpoena is dated November 6.
Okay.
This-
And the affidavit also is November 6. Dalawang typo carried over.
Asan yung affidavit? Hindi ko pa nakita, ma'am, yung affidavit na November.
Your
6.
affidavit
Ikaw ang
says
pumirma
November
eh.
6.
Pwede patingin ako ng affidavit.
Yung affidavit of investigation mo na binigay, pati
I-check
yung
ko po,
amended, carried over din. Yung first draft na rineject ng DOJ, yung ikalawa, parehong November 6.
Saan?
Pirmado ninyo eh.
Page 6, Counsel, paragraph 14 of his affidavit of investigation.
Yes, Your Honor. It's November 6, 2024 ang nakasulat dyan.
So typo din yan? Is it your testimony na typo din yan?
I believe so, Your Honor. Kasi ang intention namin dyan is 11 December 2024.
Anyway, Senator Judge Marcos, let the document speak for itself. That would be the best evidence of it, if at all, of the dates
Thank you.
of either the subpoena and or the affidavit.
Yes, presiding officer, just to provide our witness a chance to correct himself or the documents, sa palagay mo, ano yung tamang date kung mali yung November 6?
Same ho, Your Honor, doon sa mga subpoena na inisyu namin sa media personalities.
Dapat magkakapareho.
Yes, magkakasunod po yun.
Okay, sige. Maraming salamat. Thank you very much, presiding officer. Damang salamat.
Salamat po, ma'am.
Thank you, Senator Judge Marcos. Senator Bam Aquino, and then we proceed to cross.
Your Honor, can we just
Yes,
point out
Attorney
one
Binlon.
thing? Your Honor, regarding that matter, Your Honor, may we just manifest, Your Honor, for the record, that not only in paragraph 14, page 6, does the November 6, 2024 date appear, it also appears on the footnote. Footnote 12, November 6, 2024. So, I don't think We just want to read for the record footnote 12, subpoena to Francis Toral, head, ABS-CBN News, dated 06 November 2024. In addition to that, if you look at the subpoena, and paragraph 14 also is on 06 November 2024, a subpoena was issued to ABS-CBN News. Now, it is actually, it states that a copy of the video pertaining to the 18 October 24 press conference. And when you look at the subpoena itself, can you just ask for time? The subpoena, if you look at the subpoena, there's an attachment, and the photo there contained therein actually pertains to the 18 October 2024 press briefing. So in other words, Your Honor, this is a substantive, this is not a mere typography.
Objection, Your Honor. Counter manifestation. The witness said it's typographical, that you are milking that and say it's substantial.
Just
The
for the record, it was a
The
manifestation.
That's
manifestation
why a
of counsel for
counter-manifestation.
respondent is duly noted. Insofar as the counter-manifestation of the counsel for prosecution, the witness already answered. That is a typographical
Thank you so much.
error from his point of view. Senator Judge Bam Aquino.
Yes,
Then we proceed to cross.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Presiding Officer. So ito po yung continuation po ito nung tanong ko kanina tungkol sa general denial tsaka specific denial. Pero bago yon, Attorney Venluan, let me ask Attorney Lotok, kanina po tinanong kayo kung bakit nyo tinuloy yung kaso, no? Why you continued with filing. Sabi niyo po kanina, hindi naman siguro siya magsisinungaling. Siya meaning the Vice President. Could you just quickly tell me, what do you mean by that? Hindi naman siguro siya magsisinungaling.
Well, the surrounding circumstances, Your Honor, at that time, yung atmosphere, sabi ko nga, galit na galit siya at madiin yung kanyang mga binitawang salita. At ito ay nagugat pa sa mga naunang event. So doon, nung winika niya na wag kang mag-alala, ma'am, sapagkat may sa security ko, sapagkat may kinausap na akong tao. From the point of view of the NBI, we believe that...
So you took it as truth?
Yes.
Okay. In succeeding interviews, I'm sure nag-imbestiga ka, meron bang pagtanggi dito sa pagkausap sa isang tao na papatay kung may mangyari kay Vice President Duterte? Meron ba kayong napanood o naimbestiga na pagtanggi nito in the succeeding interviews?
Yes, Your Honor. I think there was a video dated November 26, 2024. Doon sa video na yon, instead na i-deny niya yung nangyari noong November 23, ni-reiterate pa ho niya, Your Honor, in-admit po niya na indeed may kinausap siyang tao.
So inulit pa, kumbaga.
Opo.
Okay. So let me repeat my question to the defense. No? So far, wala pang actual statement si Vice President Duterte na tinatanggi itong pagkausap sa isang hitman. And for the benefit of the public, magkaiba ho kasi yung general denial sa specific denial. No? Ang general denial, hindi ko ginawa yan. Wala akong kasalanan. No? Yung specific denial, hindi ko ginawa ito mismong mga bagay-bagay na ito. Hindi ko yun nakita sa sagot ng depensa. So I asked the defense, is there a denial that the Vice President actually spoke to a person to contract, spoke to a person to kill, you know, the individuals that we're talking about, Attorney Venluan? Sabi niyo meron.
Your Honor,
could you point us to where it is in your answer?
Your Honor, I just want to clarify because specific denial is a legal term. So in other words, we just want, in order to satisfy the query of Senator Judge Aquino, we will give him a copy of our answer, and we highlighted certain portions thereof, particularly paragraph 3 and paragraph 197 for his
Can you
perusal.
read both paragraphs,
Both paragraphs.
please? Because I've also read your, I mean, kami dito, binabasa naman namin yung mga sagot ninyo at Siniseryoso namin yan, no? So can you read the two, please?
It reads, the rest of the allegations in the articles, including the supposed evidence attached therein, are specifically denied for being false, misleading, impertinent, mere conclusions of fact and law, and subject to the affirmative allegations and special and affirmative defenses below. And then
That's Article 3.
Paragraph 3, Your
That's
Honor.
paragraph 3. So the rest, no, itong mga iba, okay, paragraph 197.
197, it says there, finally, no such purpose contemplated by law was attained or could have been attained precisely because the respondent did not have any purpose other than simply answer a speculative inquiry. So that is our position on the matter.
So your position is that is enough of a specific denial to the allegation na may kinausap na hitman si Vice President Sara.
Yes, Your Honor, because we discussed in our answer that the presumption never shifts. It is in light of our discussion that it is the burden of the prosecution to prove their claim, considering that according to our laws, he who alleges must prove. And so we just presented our arguments accordingly, Your Honor.
Okay. So I'm sure, attorney, sa inyong summation, you will argue this, that the burden of evidence has shifted, pero hindi nyo po na take into account na ito mismo'y galing sa Vice President natin.
Your Honor, to clarify, the burden of proof is with the prosecution and not with the defense. In fact, Your Honor, according to our laws, even if we do not present evidence, if they do not overcome that threshold, Your Honor, then we believe that our client is entitled to.
So ang sagot po nyo, and this is my final question, presiding officer, ang sagot po nyo, kailangan i-prove ng prosecution na merong hitman. And you're not denying that the Vice President spoke to a hitman.
No, we are denying that, Your Honor. It's just that was our presentation and our answer.
Okay, so for the record, you are denying that the Vice President actually spoke to a hitman na, in fact, ang sabi nga ni Attorney Lotoc, hindi siya nagsisinungaling.
Yes,
Sinasabi nyo, actually, nagsinungaling siya at wala siyang kinausap na hitman. Yan pong sinasabi ninyo.
Yes, Your Honor. I don't know what's the frame of mind of Attorney Lotoc, but that is our answer, Your Honor.
Okay.
That she denied.
Maraming salamat, Attorney. Thank you.
Your Honor,
Thank you, Senator Judge Aquino. Senator Judge Zubiri is recognized. You have 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Presiding Officer. Just want to go to the line of questioning continue the line of questioning of Senator Bam Aquino to the prosecution, Attorney Vinluan. So there is
Defense,
not
Your Honor.
yes,
Defense.
I'm sorry, defense. My apologies, Attorney Vinluan. Has been no in any instance that the Vice President had come out on TV or radio saying that hindi, joke only, nagkamali ako, nagbombo. Kasi si Tatay Digong nung araw, sinasabi niya yun eh. Sabi, papatayin ko siya. Tapos mamaya, joke only yan. Nagloloko lang ako. Parang ganun. So at no particular point in time, has she issued a denial that she said these statements? Aside from what you submitted to this court as a blanket denial.
There is, Your Honor, and we just reserve our right to present that evidence at the proper time as well, Your Honor.
Okay, so there's a video or recording that was done maybe a month or during the period of time that she had mentioned this, that she was denying, because we'd like to see that as well. That would weigh in heavily on our decision, because kung ngayon lang po nagpalabas ang depensa ng denial, parang after the fact na kasi nagkaroon na po tayo ng impeachment trial. We'd like to see that if you have that kind of evidence.
We will provide, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Judge Zubiri. What is the pleasure of Senator Judge Alan Cayetano?
I'm not going to ask a question, just for clarification. May I just put it on the record?
The gentleman may proceed, and he has 2 minutes.
If you look at the articles of impeachment, Article 4, Respondent Vice President Sara Duterte committed culpable violation of the Constitution, high crimes, and betrayed public trust by contracting for the assassination by the President, the First Lady, and the former Speaker of the House by making grave threats and actively inciting sedition against the public. To be fair to the prosecution, I think it was asked of them that merely threatening for you is already, I hope I'm representing it correct, is already impeachable
Yes, sir.
Either high crimes, grave threats, or by culpable violation. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But there's a difference between saying that that mere statement is impeachable by alleging that she did in fact contract someone to kill. Because if you look at the next page, it is the position of the prosecution of the House of Representatives. The fact that respondent contracted an assassin no longer requires further proof, as it is already established under the matter of light of her own public admission. That's a conclusion of law. Because it is basic that if someone alleges that someone contracted assassin, you have to prove.
Your Honor.
Diba? So what I wanted to clarify, and to be fair to both sides, you can comment. As far as I'm concerned, ang understanding ko, the prosecution did not stop short by saying that by merely uttering that is impeachable.
Yes.
They went further to say that they are alleging that she did in fact contract an assassin. In fact, nowhere in her words assassin, in the words of the Vice President, was assassin or contracted. Contracted means may kontrata. Sinabi niya lang may kinausap siya. And yung assassin came from, at least on these documents, from them. So I just want to clarify because baka yung manunod, bakit nga naman hindi kailangan i-prove nasabi in public? Those, what I wanted to clarify, those are two different things. Whether the threat as said is an impeachable offense, but if you're alleging that there was an actual assassin contracted, you have to prove that,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned.
Can I reply to that, Your Honor, please?
No need to reply. The Senator Judge Cayetano was not asking a question. He was merely making a manifestation for the record.